Hello, this is Retired Farm Boy. My name is Jeff. Welcome back to my next video. Today's video is a savings tool demo to encourage retirement savings. Now what I've done is, if you watched my last video, passing on a savings habit, it was primarily talking about, how I had a class with my kids to teach them how to get into a savings habit, and passing that on to my kids and how important that is, I think, for everyone to pass that on. This spreadsheet here that I want to demo today is one that I put together for my next class that I want to have with my kids next month, to help them sort of see very quickly and easily, if they contribute X amount of percent to a 401k, here's what the return would be over time. And time is the key. So I don't want to get into too much about other forms of savings today. There's many other forms other than a 401k, which is primarily what I'm focusing on with this spreadsheet. I'll get into those in future videos. I think the key to today for me that I want to pass on is, just look at the importance of getting ready for retirement. My kids are a little older now, so that's the reason I'm going to this next level with them. And I'm hoping that the people watching my channel, for the most part, are preparing for retirement or are in retirement. So this is basically geared to the ones that, are a few years out, maybe even up to 20 years out from retirement, but how you can get into a habit of doing this. So, like I mentioned, there's other ideas to talk about savings that I'll get into in my future videos. A stat that I saw the other day that really concerns me a lot, and the reason I think it's important to learn how to use tools to save and understand where you stand when it comes to retirement, is 45% of retirees risk running out of money. Now that's a huge percentage. And, it's very important for people to learn about savings, and to begin saving is obviously the key to that. But learning the ability to save and how it can use that compound interest over time to get into that habit and how it works is really what I want to stress today. So without any further ado, I want to get into my spreadsheet here. Hope you enjoy it. Hopefully you'll get something out of it. So on to the spreadsheet. So let's jump into this spreadsheet that I've created to review today. It's not necessarily meant as a tracking a spreadsheet. I mean, it can be used for that very easily, but it's more a spreadsheet that I put together, as I mentioned. I'm actually calling it Play Invest is the name of the tab that I've got. But you can see that I've got some information on here that I wanted to go over. So in 2024, you can actually add in a max contribution amount of $23,000 a year. So that's the part that you can put in to a 401k when you're working. The maximum catch-up contribution amount is $7,500 a year. So if you're 50, when you reach 50 owned, you can add an extra $7,500 a year. Now again, this is year 2024. It actually goes up every year. So I just wanted to point out that there's a lot of room here. You're talking over $30,500 you can invest yourself into a 401k. So that's a significant amount. Something else that I've got over here to the right, I'm not going to cover it too much, but in 2024, you can put a max contribution amount of $7,000 a year into a Roth. And the max catch-up contribution amount in 2024 for a Roth is $1,000. So, you're 50 and older, again, you can put $8,000 in to a Roth each year. So what I put together here is a spreadsheet to where you can key in 3 different amounts: your annual salary, company match, if you're receiving a company match on your 401 contribution, and then of course the contribution percentage that you want to do. Now I'm showing a real simple information here on this one. $100,000 salary with the max being $23,000 a year, that would be 23%. And I'm just showing a 3% company match. So you can see that my monthly contribution would be $19.16.67, and the company match would be $250. And so what I'm showing over here is, you can see I'm starting in the month of December, year 00. So I'm simply going out each month. As you follow me down here, you can see the years are growing here. And when you reach, I'm showing a couple things here, some totals. At the end of 10 years, which would be December of 10 in my spreadsheet, you can actually put in the real years and months if you wanted to. I'm just using this as an example to quickly allow people to see what you can do on starting at a certain year point. So at the end of 10 years, you can see that your balance is $377,436. Well, of that, you put in $231,916 plus the company match portion of $30,000. So you added $262,000 of that $377,000. So you can see already at the end of 10 years how that compound interest is starting to really pay off. Now again, the spreadsheet is set up for a 7% return. You know, the stock market has returned annually over its whole period of time, and 8%. I'm sure you've heard that. I'm reducing it a little bit, being a little bit more conservative on this. So as we go down, again, using this same information here, $23,000 a year contribution, and a $250 a month company match, which is 3% of a $100,000 salary. If we go down to 20 years, you can start really seeing that compound interest. You see where you have actually contributed $522,000, your part plus the company match, and you've got 11131,601 in your account. So now you're starting to see that's $600,000, a little over $600,000 that has grown in 20 years, that the compound interest has added to it. Now I'll go down to the next time frame. I'm going 30 years, and you can see that you've put in at that point $782,000, and you have 2.647 million. So you can see as time goes on, time is the key here for compound interest. So the sooner you can get started saving, the better, as I've talked about earlier. Again, this is a spreadsheet that I put together for to show my kids and to go over it with the financial class. But if there's anyone out there that may want to have a use for this spreadsheet, want to take a look at it for their own, please email me. My email's at my YouTube homepage. You can get that information. But again, I can adjust these. I can go down to say $50,000 salary, and it changes everything. You can see that the amount basically cut it in half, everything, but you can still see that 23% contribution. Let's just say something more reasonable of 10, actually more reasonable. I'm gonna challenge you. 15% is what you really should be shooting for if you can. Again, you get down here to that 30 years. I'm gonna go all the way down to 30 years to show you this. You've put in 270,000 and you've got 916,000. So your money that you put in, according to what the account balance is, it's triple. It's a little over triple. So that's what the compound interest can do for you. So again, please reach out to me if you would like me to send you this little spreadsheet tab, something to play around with. I hope you get something out of this. This is something that to me is very important, is trying to get that saving done as early as possible. Don't be like me, and wait till a little bit later in life to really get serious about it. you can see that the earlier you get started, the easier it's going to be to reach your financial goals, quite honestly. So hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I've got a link to the one that I made prior on passing along a savings habit that I did previously. Hope you'll enjoy that video if you haven't watched it already. Again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Like I say, I know people might get tired of hearing me say this, but retirement is really great.